It is currently Dragon Boat Festival weekend here in Taiwan, which is literally what it sounds like. They're boats that look like dragons and they race them. And because of that, they make a whole weekend of it, which means the weekend gets longer by 2 days. So the weekend started on Thursday. And the original plan was to go to Green Island, but everything in Taiwan is booked by locals. And the cheapest accommodation that we could find in Green Island was 11,000 NT dollars per night, which is an insane price to spend. That's almost my monthly rent. So instead, for the next 2 days, Ollie and I will be just setting up a tent on a beach.
That's right. Put down your Nintendo controller and wipe the drool off your chin, because in this video we are heading north of Taiwan, even farther north than Taipei, to beloved Baishawan Beach, where we will spend the night with 2 of our friends and hide from the city. We'll roast marshmallows, play games, drink, and go swimming under the stars. And just like in the last video, once again, Ollie and I will be competing to see who can take the best photograph of the weekend. We'll need your help, but I'll explain more about that later on. We borrowed a tent from a good friend of ours, Dave, and went to begin a long series of public transit rides. Just as our excitement was reaching critical mass, we noticed the sky was too, and the sun was getting slowly snuffed out by a big dark cloud.
Kind of playing a game of chicken right now, because neither of us checked the weather app. And we're not going to. It's turned into a game, but it's looking pretty dark. That probably looks really bright to you, but it's actually a little bit dark. Anyway, we took the red line MRT all the way to Dam Shui, and now we gotta take a bus. But first we're gonna load up on snacks and food and beer.
This was one of those moments where traveling with the right people plays a big part in the journey's end. Ollie and I are both the carefree, let's just see what happens type, and so on we went to see what would happen. We then embarked on a 2-hour bus ride, which gave us time to watch the sky. The air conditioner on the bus could easily fool you into thinking that the temperature outside had dropped due to the recent lack of sun, but alas, it did not. It was still a sticky 37 degrees Celsius.
We made it. If you were to reach down and pick up a handful of dirt from this area, you would be holding a large amount of what's called andesite. And andesite is a mineral which gave scientists or geologists enough evidence to tell you that around 800,000 years ago there was a volcano eruption here, and that's what created this whole cape. And it gave way to the possibility of coral growing here close to the shoreline. And then hundreds of thousands of years of water pounding on that shoreline or on that coral pushed this white sand up against that cape and created what we have here, which is Baishawan Beach, which literally translates to White Sand Bay. So almost 1 million years of history just so that a bunch of millennials and hipsters can sit here and play volleyball and sunbathe and exercise their vanity.
Thank you.
That's basically it. We'll give you the tour. There you go.
We cracked open some celebratory drinks and basked in the sun. We walked around doing all the normal beach stuff and sized up our new home for the night.
Ollie's down there just chilling and talking and drinking. But what's important about that is that she's not taking photographs like I am. I'm up here taking pictures, which basically means I'm gonna win this challenge. So, don't tell her. It's gonna be the world's most boring video. Like, I'm literally not gonna do anything except sit on the beach and drink and relax. Something crazy might happen. I mean, we are gonna sleep here tonight. Who knows, maybe we'll get mauled by stray dogs. Maybe we'll get kicked out. Maybe we'll have a fire. Maybe everything will be great.
Visit Baishawan Beach as soon as possible. Thank you for your cooperation. 白沙湾海滩，谢谢您的合作。
I don't know if you heard that giant monstrosity, the loudspeaker that just blasted us, saying that we have to leave as soon as possible. But as you can see, nobody's leaving. So clearly, like us, no one feels that it is yet possible to leave.
客人您好，白沙湾现在无救生员驻站。位为白沙湾。For your safety, please do not play in the water.
It's also starting to rain. What a relaxing vacation this is. We're just trying to illegally camp here. Is that too much to ask? Well, the noise stopped. The sun is slowly setting. Things are good. It might work out after all. Clearly there's no rush to leave. And for us, there is no leaving. We've locked in. Well, the lights have gone out. It's now nice and dark. And the bugs are coming out, but that's okay. We got bug spray. We're ready for this. We expected it. You can see the beach is pretty much empty now, all behind me. Minot and Ivy just went to go to 7-Eleven. And I found a beautiful little camping spot just up there where no one will find us and no one will kick us out. And I think it'll be a good place to call home for the night.
The sun had set, and the last few remaining people finally shuffled their way off the beach, and finally things became silent and cool. The beach was ours, and the night was perfect.
Can you guys see that? Is this a good video? Oh, right here. All right, check out our new campsite. Oh, there's a critter. Another crab. There's the tent. This is wilderness. That's a Minot in the wild. There's Ollie, maybe. And the beach is just down there. It's great. No one will bother us here, except maybe stray dogs or whatever, but we'll see. This beach is 1.5 kilometers long, roughly. And it's just us. Just only us. So naturally, we're going to go skinny dipping. That's good.
Should I just like kick it?
I feel like a fucking caveman. They're trying to use chopsticks to roast marshmallows in the fire, and I don't know how well it's working. It's a hot fire. It's hard to get close to it right now. But don't worry, it's easy to put out. We're surrounded by only sand. There's no forest, there's no dry wood around, there's nothing that can burn. And we'll dump water on it after.
Oh, look how beautiful those ambers are. Ah, did it again! Look at this!
The sunrise threw a beautiful palette of warm colors into our tent. The birds and critters made a sound that felt like a warning of the heat to come, but it was a lovely departure from the abrasive alarm clock sounds we typically hear around this time.
This morning I woke up to the sound of about 6 million hungry birds and this beautiful sunrise. It's really beautiful, and there's no one on the beach yet. It's the first time that we've actually seen our campsite in daylight, and it's just a perfect spot. Well, it's crazy hot now, and we just know that there's not going to be anywhere to hide from the sun, and so we're kind of thinking that we're just going to pack up, go for a swim, chill for a bit, and then head home. Anthropologists will find this in about 1,000,000 years, and they'll be like, oh, wow, they were able to use tools to make fire. And they had marshmallows and stuff. So it's good to leave a little history, you know? Doing. It's really hot. And they have it in their heads that it's better out there than right here.
The dread of the long bus ride home was offset by the fact that it is equipped with an air conditioner, so we all crammed into the back and fell asleep.
Back at the MRT, Red Line, at Dom's Way. Just gonna get a little snack here, and then it's the long ride home. Okay, folks, we're home, and the camping is over, but don't leave yet. We have to sort out the photo challenge to see who has won the... God, that's bright. Okay, so if you don't know how this works by now, basically, Ollie and I, every time we go on an adventure, we have a little friendly competition to see who can take the best photo, since we're both trying to work on our photography skills. Comment down below which photo you think is best. Also, if you're on my Instagram, that's probably the best way to do it. Just look for a post that's called the Photo Project, and then that's where you can vote. You just type 1 or 2, you leave a comment, and that's how we do it. And last time we did this was the first time, and we tied, right? 3.
Yeah, the vote was tied.
Yeah.
That's great.
So let's get into it. Do you have one that you've chosen?
Yep.
All right, show us. Let me get rid of this thing.
I think I'm gonna go with this one. Ta-da.
That's a great photo.
Thank you. I just love watching the kids play with their toys and their families.
Yeah, they get so...
And so I was just walking around, and there's this family, and I don't know if you can see, but obviously the main kid has his bucket, and in the back there's like people with, you know, water guns and trucks.
Hey, that truck was left on the beach this morning.
This one?
Yeah, that's the truck that was still on the beach when we woke up.
Oh, that sucks.
So it belongs to that boy.
Oh.
So if you know that boy,
Call us.
I don't know what we would do. We left the truck there. So.
No.
Tell him his truck's on the beach.
Oh man, but that's my photo.
Once again, your photo has an actual subject, like a person. Last time yours had a person and mine didn't when we did the noise show.
Yeah.
And it's the same this time. The photo I chose is a landscape. This one.
Oh, yeah.
Right there. It's not that it's like filled with water or that the water is still. There's just like puddles everywhere, and it's enough of a reflection to make this kind of painted look.
Wow.
And also just the time that we were chilling there. That's when that like siren thing was blasting everybody, telling us to get off the beach and stuff. And we had obviously ignored that because we were camping for the night.
Yeah.
But like the ground looks like a painted version of the sky.
It really does.
Right?
Like a watercolor.
Oil, or
like
watercolor painted of the sky.
It's beautiful. So help us.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
Vote, because we don't actually know this time. Yeah. So comment down below. Do you like Ollie's or do you like mine? And go on Instagram and check them out. And that basically concludes this video. But if you are a member, then stay tuned, because we are going to crack another beer and we're gonna tell you some stories. We'll show you some photos that we took, and then we'll tell you the actual stories behind some of those photos, because it was a pretty eventful night, and some good stories to tell.
Yeah.
So if you're a member, check out that video, and if you're not a member, then become one, or just like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Comment down below.
See ya.
All right, see you guys. See you in the next one.